Greetings, Elder Blacklight. The name of this video is going to be entitled, Keep Your Money in Your Pocket and Spend it among your family, among your neighborhood, and most important, to yourself. Don't feed nobody else's family but your own. And when you have money to spare, if you feel like if you give it to the right source, it's going to do you some good, go ahead. But I want to ask you this. Who do the most for you? Who do the most for you? For you? It should be yourself. See, we living in a time where each tub have to stand on its own legs. We living in a time where you came here alone and you will go alone. But while you're here, you make it better for yourself and anyone around you. You do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. You got to be courteous. And if a man, is starving, which would be best, for you to give him a bowl of soup, or show him how to get the soup on his own? Well, people think that since I'm retired and I get Social Security, that's a handout. No, they took that out of my check along with a bunch of taxes. I didn't tell them to take nothing out of my check. I bet you they took more out of my check than I'm getting back. A lot of people say, well, you file, you get some of your money back when you file your income tax, your tax returns. You ain't getting but a portion of what they took out. If they took out $3,000 or $4,000 from your check, you're only gonna get a percentage of that back, 1,000, 2,000, depending on your family or whatever. Okay, now where does that money go? Well, I'm gonna tell you where it go. A lot of it go to the military, so they could go over there and kill somebody and take somebody's land and their mineral rights. And a lot of it go into those pockets of the senators. They don't have no other job but to seek money so they can run their programs. And look in your ghettos and see how I look in your ghettos. And you got to pay rent, taxes. Somebody always got their head in your pocket. And you get a little bitty of it back. You can't even put none in the bank hardly. Now that this coronavirus is wreaking havoc, it's going to get worse and worse. And now what you going to do? So you going to give it to a preacher? Yeah, a lot of y'all going to give it to a preacher that's going to keep his lights and gas on, and all his ministers' lights and gas and shelf stocked and food in the refrigerator. And then they're going to tell you to go to the government for a handout. So the black man was in a deficit for 400 years. And we never did catch up over to that deficit. We're in a deeper deficit now. The whole country is in a deeper deficit. But we're in the deepest of them all because we were on the bottom. Hold back on those dollars. Don't go to work. Just don't pay no bills. If enough of y'all band together, say in Detroit it's 85% black, they be cutting off water, they be kicking you out your house on for rent or non-payment of taxes, you know, and then those houses go abandoned and don't nobody move in them, and then they just go waste. And then meanwhile you got a whole bunch of homeless people, children, and y'all keep on doing the same cycle over and over again. Go to church and he tell you Jesus gonna help you. He ain't did nothing so far. So, you know, Jesus didn't never say don't do for self. He said if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, but if you show him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Get you some seeds, plant them in the ground. Get you a fishing rod, go out on the river and fish. They say, well, you can't fish here. You know, knock his ass out. But see, it's got to be enough of y'all to back each other up to do it. One man, I remember one time I was working out at Chrysler. And they said, we going to strike because we didn't have no fans. And it was 100 and something in the plant. And they gave all the fans to the white women. Big old fans, you know. And we didn't have no fans and we was working the hardest. The white women, only thing they had to do was put a piece of paper or something on the car. And we had to screw stuff in and lift heavy doors and all like that. So the brother said, we're going to walk out. I was the first one. Yeah. And when I looked behind me, I didn't see nobody behind me but me. Foreman was down at the bottom of the steps. They say, if you walk out the plant, you're going to get fired. I said, I'm on my break, man. And I walked out the plant. But when I came back, all them punks I didn't say nothing to. And that's what a black man is today. You sit up there and watch our people get killed by the police, and by anybody could kill them. Anytime Dick and Harry could kill you. And how self-defense or something stupid. And all y'all do is march Y'all don't do nothing. In each city, somebody get took out. So this gonna go on and on, man, until y'all get some backbone and quit giving your money to anybody. That's all I had to say. Oh, and another thing, as far as banks concerned, those pawn shops in your hood is a bank. Gold is worth more than dollar bills, so you don't need to pay the rent. So don't take your gold chain up to the guy. He give you a dollar bill, and the dollar bill is a Federal Reserve note. It ain't worth nothing. 9 times out of 10, if you pawn stuff now, you ain't gonna get it back during the coronavirus. So if you're gonna do something, pull your resources together, go up there and buy all the gold and silver out the pawn shops. You start a pawn shop of your own. That's your bank, the hood bank, Blacklight.